Hey, what's going on, party people? This is your boy Big Jake. Guess I got bored and decided to basically do an NBA blog just because I am, and I wouldn't say okay, fuck it. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with the NBA. But clearly ESPN doesn't really give a fuck about it unless something major happens or if it's playoff season and other sports happen to be on strike or what the fuck ever or lockout. I don't have NBA TV because my cable company sucks. And I'm a regular motherfucker, so I cannot afford League Pass. So I try to follow all, 82 games for every team, but for the most part, it's just a lot of web browsing. And I talk a lot of shit, so I figured why not put in a blog about how I feel about the NBA. So, here we go. So, first thing, of course, the streak. Even though Miami's not the only team on a streak right now, they're probably, the best, the most mentioned one just because, it's fucking, they're going on 27 games tonight against Orlando. So, I feel like, they have a pretty good chance of hitting number 27 just because, it's Orlando. They haven't won a game since like 2001. They got a couple people injured. Aaron Aflalo, who is the number one scorer, which is pretty fucking sad, by the way, he's injured. Nikola Vukovic, I think is his name, who is a rebounding machine. He's injured, and we all know the Miami Heat's number one Achilles heel is rebounding because they fucking suck at it. So I feel like they do have a pretty good chance of winning tonight. And this is the type of fuck shit the ESPN does, though. They don't give a fuck about the NBA unless it's on Wednesday, sometimes Friday, sometimes Sunday. They're airing that game tonight on ESPN just because, like, oh, well, the Miami Heat's streaking and we don't have anything else to do, so let's put it on ESPN, which I'm happy about. I'm gonna probably live tweet and watch the fuck out of it, but that's just me. Um, but yeah, I mean, in all honesty, like I told a friend this last night, like, it's great to be a part of history that, we're getting to watch a team who has the second longest streak in the NBA that's active. But I mean, there's no way in shit they're making it to 33. Or, excuse me, 34. 33 would tie the longest record. 34 would break it. Not happening, Captain. It's just not at all possible. I'm sorry. Because you got the Bulls coming up, you got the Spurs coming up, and they're eventually going to get tired. Because what they've been doing is they've been getting behind because they come out laxed, and then they hit the switch, or they basically tell LeBron, hey, come on, for real, seriously. And so he basically shows up, and they start winning again. So, I mean, they're eventually going to come across a team that, they're going to come out and they're going to toy with and be like, oh, we're going to lose our streak. And then in the fourth quarter, that team's going to say, yeah, you know what, bitch? You're right. You are. And they're going to fucking just shut them down. So I don't see them getting to 34, but, it's pretty impressive, like, to be completely and totally honest. And then also, the whole, comparison between Kobe and LeBron and Jordan, here's my take on it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are starting to realize this too. LeBron James is the closest thing to Jordan right now in the sense of, playing wise. Like, before you play LeBron, other teams, like, they're definitely not going to fuck around the night before. Not to say you're going to take Kobe lightly or, Kevin Durant lightly or, players like that, but I'm sorry. If Powell, Steve Nash, Dwight Howard, Meta World Peace with his inconsistent bipolar ass. If they're not playing, and if it's just Kobe out there with fucking Jody Meeks and Steve Blake, you're not gonna be too pressed about it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be honest. But, LeBron James is the only person who can fucking shit on you with 40 points and still go out and dish out like fucking 15 assists and grab 12 boards. Like, I'm sorry, he can do everything. Every fucking thing. I'm sorry. And so that to me is what makes him the closest to Jordan in our era, just because of the fact that he is an all-around complete player who not only is special on the offensive end, who can score whenever the fuck he wants to, also feels needs to get other players involved, who can also go up and snatch boards, but then he can also just basically do whatever the fuck he wants on the court. Like, this motherfucker stopped in the middle of a game to play a game of catch with a fan, and everybody loved it. Really? Really? Okay. So that's that. I think they're going to beat Orlando tonight, but I don't see it happening for them going to 34. It's just not very likely. Um, let's see what else is going on right now. Well, I mentioned Kobe earlier. Let's go ahead and talk about the Lakers. This whole thing was doomed from Jump Street, in my opinion. Like, the moment they fucking brought Mike Brown in, I laughed. Because, you know, when Phil Jackson left, mine and everybody else's initial thought was, oh shit, Brian Shaw is finally going to get a chance to be a head coach. Because Brian Shaw was like probably the best person for the job. He studied under Phil for so long. He played under Phil, played with Kobe. You know, I mean, how the fuck? Whatever. Dropped the ball on that one. So, but like when they brought in Mike Brown, it was a fucking, I was like, okay, well, that's that. It's a fucking joke at this point. Like, Mike Brown couldn't handle LeBron James. What the fuck did they think he was going to do with Kobe Bryant? Really? Really? Take a minute to think about that. Let that shit sink the fuck in. Because who listens to Mike Brown? Do you listen to Mike Brown? Mike Brown come to your door right now telling you, hey, if you stand here and listen to me give you a 15-minute pep talk, I'll give you $1 million. You know what the fuck you're going to do? You're going to close your fucking door and go right back to Call of Duty. That's what's going to happen. Who? The people at the fucking Burger King drive-thru don't even listen to Mike Brown. They doze in and off, and, you know, in between his fucking order, like, okay, you want fries with that? Cheese on your wop? Okay, what? No pit? Okay. 7:34, drive around the first window. Like, no, sorry. And then, for them to fire him so fast at the beginning of this season, and then get everybody's hopes up saying, oh, we're going to bring Phil back. Or we're going to interview a bunch of people. And then you bring in Mike D'Antoni. Mike, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, D'Antoni. Bitch, it's been broke. What'd you win in Phoenix? What? What did you win in Phoenix? Nothing. And you had a lot of fucking talent in Phoenix. You had a young Joe Johnson, a young and healthy Steve Nash, a young and healthy Amari Stoudemire, a young and healthy Sean Marion, Quentin Richardson, fucking Stephen Hunter. You guys had a hellified squad and a hellified bench. You guys were able to do the run and gun offense, or as it was called, and I personally love this, organized chaos. That's actually a good fucking name for what it was. That's really what it was. And so, it's just like, you know, you can't do that here. You tried it in New York, booted. You can't do that here with this team. I'm sorry, you can't just focus on offense. And then a running offense at that, kill yourself. Twice. Do it once, come back and realize what an idiot you are, do it again. Just saying. I'm sorry, because the whole thing with the Lakers is that you got to find somebody that Kobe's willing to listen to. Because if Kobe's willing to listen to him, everything is all good. Everything is all good. Kobe listened to Phil. Phil could actually reach Kobe. He probably would have been able to do some wonderful fucking things with Dwight Howard. He was able to do great things with Powell. Come on now. And not to say that Powell, you know, everybody talks about how soft Powell is, this, that, and the third. Here's the thing. It was just that Phil was able to bring out the necessary instinct in Powell to want to win, because Powell wasn't used to winning. So he came over to the Lakers. His first fucking season with the Lakers, they went to the finals, lost to. Second season, beat the fucking Magic. Next fucking season, won again, beat us in 7 games. Anywho. But yeah, it was because of Phil. And now, you know, you fucking bring in Mike D'Antoni to do what? Take orders? Fucking make Kobe's coffee, right? Is that what Steve Nash did? Steve Nash was like, hey man, listen, I know y'all looking for this head coach shit, but I know a motherfucker that can make a mean coffee, and he will get us right. Mike D'Antoni, give him a fucking call. I'm sorry, I just feel like it was a joke, and it was just a poor decision. Everybody's like, oh, the Lakers are going to make the playoffs, barely, or, you know, I didn't think they were going to, but now it looks like they might, and then they're probably going to get their backs blown out in the first round. Just being honest. Like, because you can't play Powell and fucking Dwight together, because they don't know how to get along, because Mike D'Antoni tries to stretch the floor and have Pau Gasol out of the 3-point line. Woo! Why? How many threes has Powell made in his career? Don't worry, I'll wait. Exactly. Who puts Pau Gasol on a 3-point line? That's fucking stupid. Who? Why? Really? No. So he doesn't know how to use it, and it's really ridiculous for the fact that you saw what Powell and Andrew Bynum were able to do together, with the big man passing. You see, that basically is something that is instinctive in Powell, because you see how his brother Mark does it in Memphis with Zach Randolph. So clearly, Pau Gasol does not mind passing the ball to another big man down in the post, because you're going to have to double one of the two. You're just going to fucking have to. But no, Mike D'Antoni doesn't understand. He goes, I'm going to put you here. This is going to space out the floor and, make a lot of room for everybody to operate. No. That's my cat behind me going fucking crazy, by the way, in case you were wondering if I had a monster in my apartment. And that's that. So, yeah, more than likely I'll be watching the fucking game tonight on ESPN. Watch Miami, try to shit on Orlando. I'm going to laugh my fucking ass off if Orlando wins. But also, if Orlando wins, the Milwaukee Bucks have a chance of winning the championship if that happens. Because they're currently 8th in the East. And they're what, 34 and 34? I hate it. I hate being an Eastern Conference fan, because the whole conference is so fucking shitty. Really? 34 and 34? You can't make the playoffs with that in the West. But in the East, you're going to have to be the 8th, 7th, 6th seed, maybe. It sucks. It sucks. It really does. So, damn, this has been 11 minutes. I talk a lot. Follow me on Twitter, JSquared27. Subscribe here on YouTube. I'll be posting a lot more of these a lot more often. If you like to hear shit talking about the NBA, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm here for. I'm a Celtics fan. Struggling a little bit this season. Even though we lost Rondo, we are still, making some progress. Fuck you, Danny Ainge. You made some really great decisions. You've also made some really poor ones as a GM. So, yeah, that's just that. This is your boy Big Jake signing out. NBA Talk, Volume 1.